idea. No dumb idea. No dumb idea. No dumb idea. No dumb idea.
Yeah, and in the wake of the upcoming Game Awards, the Game Association of America has decided that we are now actually going to be starting a new award show. This brand new award show is going to be encompassing all video games that have ever come out, that have ever happened to cross the eyes of specific groups of people, random individuals, or even maybe large groups. Everything from large games to small games in between. We are going to be covering this year's games of all time. The games of all time. And our special judges who are going to be working with us today in order to select our nominees for the games of all time is going to be a few very special guests. First, we have Gibbledang. Gibbledang happens to be a Sega connoisseur as well as a knowledgeable expert on various other game franchises and concepts. Welcome, Gibbledang.
Woo. Yes. I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation... I was basically going to read that one fucking...
Miss America. Because of the Iraq.
Yeah. And things like such.
And the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help south of and the Iraq.
That's very well said. Thank you, Gibbledang. That's... Yes. That's perfect. And then, of course, we also have as our guest judge, in order to figure out these nominees, we have Dala himself. Dala, please share with the audience your knowledge in video games and exactly where your expertise comes in.
Thank you for the introduction. I'm Dala, and I exclusively have only played the Sega Saturn, so I'm also a Sega connoisseur, I guess you could say.
Some would say the Sega Saturn encompasses all of video games at once. Yeah. It's such a brilliant thing.
It's a real microcosm, honestly, of like where video games were, are, and are going to this day. Yeah.
and that being, they were on Saturn, and they are nowhere, and they're going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know.
I will say I am much more of a Capcom connoisseur. A Capcom-asseur.
No.
A Capcom-asseur.
Well, but you're Capcom, but exclusively to Sega, like consoles.
A Cap Commissioner.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
We'll do that.
A Cap Commie. Anyways, we are going to be choosing some very important nominees in order to pick, make a very healthy voting for our voters. They need to have good options and things that are going to pique their interest in the right way. But first we should talk about, a little bit more about our judges. We should all check in, make sure we're doing fine before we get started. So I'm Gymleadernate, and this week I have to say I got so frustrated at a video game that it made me make this whole episode.
Can I guess?
And
like which?
Can you guess what video game that was? Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, okay. Is it recent?
Yeah, within the last couple years.
Oh, okay. Ooh, it's probably not Baldur's Gate. Is it Star Wars? Was it Jedi Survivor?
No. Although I was playing that one.
I think you got so frustrated with that you deleted it, didn't you?
I did. I have yet to re-download. It's not been on my computer in
That's
8
what I
months.
thought. Maybe you like re-downloaded and attempted to or something. That was my guess.
Honestly, it's a game with a very similar style, and that would be Sekiro. Sekiro
nice.
has been quite the challenge. And by that I mean I haven't even fought many bosses. I'm still having trouble with just the special enemies that you come across in the world. It is quite a time. I'll tell you what, quite a frustrating time. So I deleted that again, and I'm going to play Baldur's Gate again. And
nice.
Yeah. And I'm going to play the new For Honor mode that just came out for Baldur's Gate 3, where all of your choices are saved automatically after you make them, and there are no alternate save files. You have to be working on one save file, overwriting all the time, so you are not allowed to go back and save scum and kind of exploit the game to get the results you want. You miss a check, you miss it, and that's it. And if your team ever wipes out and all of you die, the magical necromancer withers can't bring you back. Instead, your game is done and you lost. And if you want to complete it in honor mode, you have to go back and start all over again.
Nice.
Yeah.
It sounds almost like roguelike. I love those.
Basically.
Mm-hmm. It's a roguelike for an 80-hour game.
With minus the rogue probably part.
Yeah, literally.
I can't wait to be able to play that someday.
Sekiro?
Isn't it just like I don't know. I don't even know how to upgrade a laptop in terms of like
Well, so you have an Xbox, right? You could play
performance
it.
capacity.
Not on
You play
Xbox.
Sekiro.
I need an Xbox.
It's on PS5
X
or
and PS5.
Xbox. Yeah.
What? I thought Sekiro was like last gen.
No. Baldur's
No, we're
Gate.
talking about Baldur's Gate.
Oh, sorry. You're still talking about. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you meant. Yes. Yeah. You have to update your laptop then, I guess. Shit.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Well, Christmas is coming up. Listeners, Gibbledang wants a new laptop.
Yeah, I
Or
don't
PS5.
actually. I want a PS5.
Yeah,
Well, I said or PS5, so.
It's like that's really what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
All right. Well, how y'all doing this week?
Hey, I'm good. I will say I had a midday coffee, so I might be a little bit on one. Like, think of the number 1. I might be on that, top of that, you know?
Ooh, I like
Midday
it.
coffee. Yeah.
Straight up, Jet Li's the one in this bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on top of the Jet Li, you know? I'm fighting multiverse versions of me fucking during this podcast, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's how much coffee
That
you've
makes-
had. Nice.
That makes perfect
Yes, yeah.
sense. You're seeing
but
into other realities to fight your other selves.
it's like, like the Futurama episode where Fry has like 100 coffees and he can like slow down time. It's basically me.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great episode. Great show. But no, as far as the week, I mean, yeah, it's been pretty chill. I was pleasantly surprised by a movie I saw the other day. I recently there's a box set for movies it's by Arrow Video called like Empire Entertainment box set or some shit. And there's a movie in it called Arena from like the 80s, which I was kind of like the movie in the box set where I was like, I guess I want the other movies, so why not? And that shit fucking slaps, honestly, for me at least. I would recommend it if you want, like my pitch for it, I guess would be, it's like Rocky, Sylvester Stallone's Rocky, but with like Star Wars Cantina, the scene from that particularly. Because it's like a sci-fi, like MMA fighting. It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, and like
Real Steel, like a kind of sci-fi,
kinda, yeah,
sport-focused fighting
Like
movie.
blood sport, but in space.
basically, like it's like, but the sleazy parts of space, particularly, because all the and it's cool because the way it does like sci-fi like fights is it's like, oh well, you'll get this fucking weird fucking alien that like crawls on the floor, like it's like lays on it's weird, it's cool, it's like prosthetic too, but then there's like narration that's like, oh, we basically balance the fighters, so some of them get like a buff and some get like nerfed, and it's like, that's pretty fucking cool for like the 80s.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think, like I said, if you like, it's like a B movie, but yeah, if you want like a sports action like Rocky but in space,
It's
so
like
give
the
that-
it's like the sci-fi response to
Like-
blood sport.
yeah, no, yeah, literally, yeah, it's pretty fun, pretty good time. Yeah, just a silly one. It's not like if you like high cinema, A24 or whatever, maybe not your cup of tea, but for your down dirty boys, get on that.
Yeah, the Dirty Boys.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna call me and anybody else who enjoys bad movies from now on. Oh no, you're just under the Dirty Boys.
Yeah.
Welcome
Get
to
down.
the Dirty Boys Club. You ready to
Get
watch
down
The
with
Room
us.
again?
Ooh, getting down and dirty in the room. You know what I'm
Down
saying?
and dirty.
Yeah, and then I guess the other thing is just I want to like shout out to Pandasaurus Games. It's a board game company. I've been playing their game called That Time You Killed Me, and that shit is sick. it's like a chess with like 3 boards where you play in like the past, present, future like simultaneously, and you can like time travel. But particularly the thing I want to like fucking shout out to them for is that like there's like, so you get the standard mode, and then there's like 3 expansions that come with it, and then there's like a 4th one that's kind of like how to mix and match those expansions. And then in that 4th box as well, there's like modifiers for the game too. It's like new rules or abilities. So you're just like, God damn, this shit is. Yeah. I really want it like as a video game so people can experience it.
That's sick. That's like when I was playing Arkham Asylum, or not Arkham Asylum, Arkham Horror. Arkham Horror, the board game, and my friend in high school, when we would come back home from college, we would play the board game together, and she bought like these huge expansions for it, where that literally also made the board bigger, and like the board was already like card table size, so it would keep increasing, and eventually we had to play it at their house so that we could use their full-length dining room table with the leaf extensions in order to hold the entire board with expansions.
That's awesome.
And that one's pretty fun. That one's where you're trying to run all over Arkham, Massachusetts in order to stop an Elder One from awakening, and you're like trying to go around investigating these like rift events. And you have to close the rift doorways so that the lines between the dimensions stay firm.
Oh shit, that sounds sick. Yeah, we'll have to. You don't have that though, you said, right? That's your friend.
No, that is like a $60 board game for the base version, and then it's like $30 to $40 per expansion. Like it's a lot.
I was gonna say that time you killed me, it was like $50, which I was like, fuck, I've never spent that much on a board. But like, I'm finding it's worth it for sure.
You get what you pay for.
Oh hell yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of game trailers and movie trailers, that came out, and stuff like that. I mean, I guess just the one I want to point out is like Furiosa. It's pretty cool. I will say, I do wish Charlize Theron was still there, just primarily because I feel like she could have been like a Ripley or like a Sarah Connor, where it's like the face of like a action hero. But other than that,
nice.
Yeah, that's just more for like the iconography. Yeah, but I don't know. It would have been cool to see her in like the series for more than one movie. I think she did good, but I'm sure like Anya Taylor-Joy will be great. I'm not tripping. I'm just like, looks cool, fucking sick.
I'm always on the fence about Anya Taylor-Joy, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
That's why I'm
Chris
like,
Hemsworth looks fun.
Oh yeah, it's unrecognizable.
Big hook nose.
Yeah, suck on that thing. But yeah, that's my week. Is dreaming about sucking on his nose.
Nice.
And being on one with coffee.
I like that you had to just reiterate that you're on coffee right now.
Yeah. I'm high on coffee.
You wouldn't normally
baby.
suck people's noses. Yeah. This isn't the normal Dala.
Yeah. No, not at all.
It wouldn't be their noses.
My week has been good. I think it's been like a week since we've watched fucking Godzilla -1. So I've still had that on the brain. Yeah. That's like my fucking autistic hyper focus of the month,
Your perseveration.
Perseveration, yeah, that too. What is that?
I've never heard that word before.
No, I used to like work with kids
when it gets really cold outside and the water starts to
and the autism gets evaporated out of the
the autism evaporates out of the air and it condensates everywhere.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And so I mentioned earlier that I'm working on this custom Godzilla figure, and I'm still working on that, kind of chipping away. I just finished like the most stressful part of it, which was like the back scales, the back scutes, or whatever they're called.
Fins.
Yeah, the fins.
Gotcha.
But yeah, working on that. As I'm doing that, I'm watching like fucking movies or Godzilla movies and behind the scenes shit. Nice. So just killing time, absorbing all that. Went to a magic shop with a couple pals and Gymleadernate the other day. That was cool.
Nice.
It's cool,
I hadn't been to a magic. I haven't been to magic stores in so long before Gibbledang started playing, so now it's just nice to like go and be around them more again.
It's like a shop that's
basically-
exclusive for Magic, or
No, but
Primarily?
like just like game stores in general.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
There
Kinda
are a
just
few
fo-
that are like pretty much Magic primarily, but like every Magic
Yeah.
place is also at least D&D focused.
I was like, it's gonna be at least like a card shop or like a D&D and Magic, I'm sure. But that's why I was like, oh, cool. I've never heard of a Magic exclusive. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, kind of just focusing on my hobbies this week, honestly, just in my free time, whether or not it's like
Nice.
magic or sculpting, customizing, which it's been a while since I've been doing it as frequently. But yeah, that's about it for my week.
Well, it was nice to hear about you guys' weeks, and I'm glad y'all are doing well. But I do want to get to my little topics here so that we can figure out some very important questions.
Oh, okay.
First of all, I did just want to go through the Game Awards, and just talk
Jeez,
about
yeah.
what is up for Game of the Year
She...
primarily.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah. So right now the nominees for Game of the Year are Alan Wake, Baldur's
2.
Gate 3.
Okay.
Yeah, Alan Wake 2.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate 3. Spider-Man 2.
Of course.
Resident Evil 4.
Of course.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Oh,
And Tears of the
Nice.
Kingdom.
You know, unfortunately, I think he could drop the Nintendo stuff, because as great as those games were, in my opinion, I think that they...
Did you play Tears of the
against the other
Kingdom?
ones? No,
Did you
but,
play Tears of the
I
Kingdom,
heard
though?
about it.
Tears
I
of the
read
Kingdom's
about
hard for me because I didn't play that one because I still haven't finished Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, same.
Because
Yeah,
it's...
same.
It
I will
just
say we
was-
can-
It was too big for me. It was honestly
Oh,
just
yeah.
a game that was too big, too repetitive. It felt like I was like grinding World of Warcraft. Like it was just so much walking from place to place. If you
too much
don't
to
learn
do.
if you don't learn like the glitch exploits to bomb yourself across the map or whatever, like which
Yeah.
at this point it's like I feel like I should just learn how to do that stuff so I can get the
Just
game over
speedrun
with.
games.
Yeah.
But it's like, what is the point of the game if you're not... you
Yeah,
know?
it's like it's
Like, that's my
is that
problem.
fun?
Yeah,
My
it's
problem
like
with open world games is that I like get ADHD and like start fucking around too much and then lose track of like the main quest and just
I feel like that's the problem is
get
that like
tired of it.
with Legend of Zelda, it's like that'll happen, and then after like 4 or 5 hours, you realize that like it's like you're just interacting with the same stuff the more you explore,
Yeah.
and you're just like, so I'm really not getting rewarded for my exploration here, and they're like, nope, and then I'm like, then why is this world so fucking huge if I'm not actively rewarded for
Yeah.
exploring it? And it's like, well, you're rewarded for rewarded for
Collectibles,
finding
baby.
the shrines and collectibles.
and the little tree men.
And it's like, oh, so all the shrines are incredibly unique and complex? Nah, complex sometimes, but unique. It's like,
Debatable.
well, a third of them will be the same exact thing, the combat ones.
Mm.
It's like, yeah, that's a rough one for me. So obviously my pick is just got to be Baldur's Gate 3. Like,
I think so too. Like, I love Spider-Man as well, but I feel like people fell off of that. Like, honestly, going off of what people were like consistently playing for a while, maybe it's because Baldur's Gate, you needed to fucking pump 80 hours into it, but you know, I feel like it just had a longer, I don't know, its longevity. It's
Mhm.
just
Yeah,
it
I think
had a bigger cultural impact too to me. Like, just like the sheer
Yeah.
amount of pop culture impact of Baldur's Gate 3. Spider-Man's close because Spider-Man really, like, everyone was talking about Spider-Man 2 when it came out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there was a lot of
it's a big
disappointment with
drop
Spider-Man
off.
2
I
as
think
well.
too. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
I was
like
gonna
people
say.
discovered the parts they didn't like about it pretty quickly, and so like after a week, people just kind of stopped hyping it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say based on
Miss Baldur's Gate
Spider-Man.
so goddamn much.
Go buy a PS5.
Yeah, just
I
pick
think-
one up real quick.
Oh my god, I put
Yeah.
like 200-300 hours into a game I've never beaten.
Can you, Gymleadernate, could you read the list back to me real quick? Because I want to think about the one out of the ones I've played or beaten. But yeah, go on.
Mm-hmm. Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking. Okay.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
And then
Tears of the
Zelda.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
And Zelda. Which Mario, I will say, this Mario game, I played it on, I played it on my Switch, my Schmemulator on my
Schmumputer. Naughty. You dirty boy.
And,
Down you dirty boy.
And, Dirty Boys.
Woo!
But
yeah.
Wonder was pretty, it was alright. I've never been able to keep my attention on side-scroller Mario games specifically.
Fair.
Sonic does a little bit better a job keeping my attention when it comes to side scrollers, but Mario, it's hard sometimes. Yeah, the speed of Sonic is like really important.
Fair.
But yeah, that one's it was good though. It was cool.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I haven't played it just because I'm like, I don't know, like Mario's not my jam. Donkey Kong is if it's still going to be a platformer. Personally, I like Mario enough. I like that he's a sexy elephant, you know. But
he was a sexy elephant this time. That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
I will say it's basically off that list. Elephant. Yeah. Basically off that list though, I was gonna say I've only played Spider-Man and Resident Evil, I think. So I'll probably go with Resident Evil just because it's a spooky game.
You know, that was one I was gonna say. Like, I feel like I don't have enough knowledge about how good Resident Evil 4 was. Like, I don't know much about it. Like, I don't know if like the Resident Evil fandom was like really, really receptive to it and loved it, or
they
was
were.
like kind of.
They definitely.
I will also say I was not a fan of Resident Evil 4 original, so liking this one, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know, as like a non-fan. Not that I hated it, but just Sorry, go on.
I get that. It's like taking the worst one and making it significantly better is like
I don't know
maybe not the worst, but like but if in your mind, if it's one that you enjoyed less and like you never had a reason to replay it, that's a good one to remake and to make significantly better.
Oh yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Gib.
I definitely feel like Resident Evil 4 when it first came out obviously blew everyone away, and although it didn't necessarily bring anything new to like the genres that happened, it still was a like insanely good remake that everyone kind of loved. Yeah, I definitely think the Resident Evil fans loved it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I think, I mean, honestly, that's a solid-ass list. So I'm like, if I play Baldur's Gate 3, I'll probably put that on that, as well. I haven't played it.
Spider-Man 2 definitely is going to be a contender. I think it's definitely a contender.
It's solid. It's good. It's just, it's the same as the first. It's not better than the first, in my opinion.
Baldur's Gate, and probably then Spider-Man, and then Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Fair.
That makes sense.
Yep.
My next question, after, about the game of the year, for you personally, what was the worst video game you played this year?
Unfortunately, it's Hellboy.
My
boy,
right.
My dirty boy.
Ooh, yeah, he got done dirty.
Yeah,
down and Dirty Boy.
I think he was a pandemic game. But it's just like, it captures the art style of Mike Mignola really well, but it's just lacking everywhere in terms of gameplay. It's a roguelite, or roguelite, I'm not sure.
I think roguelite, light. Yeah.
Yeah, beating up monsters, and it's pretty fucking underwhelming. Yeah, that for sure.
Damn. That's tragic, honestly.
To be fair, it was $20, $25.
I was going to say, I watched a review, and that's where I learned it was like a roguelite, and that actually intrigued me more. Because I was like, I like roguelikes a lot. But I've heard some pretty...
Why'd you play it then, huh?
Well, that's the thing. I've heard middling reviews, so I'm like, okay, it might not be like terrible. It just might be boring at worst. I don't know. That's the thing is, I was gonna say is like, I don't play video games as much as I used to, because I used to be like fucking on my PS3 back in the day, like all the time. Just fucking, not all the time, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But now that my time is so valuable, I usually don't play too many games. Because, like, I've literally played Resident Evil 4, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 1, because I wanted to try to get ready for 2. But then I found out you had to play Control, so I had to pick up that. That's probably about it. I have to play the game Control before.
Oh, in order to know what's really happening in Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, that's what I basically heard. It's like there's a lot of like extended lore, like from all their games, like Max Payne, even and Quantum Break. But the ones that are like crucial is like Alan Wake 1 and then Control. And I hear Alan Wake 2 just like they fucking act like you beat Alan Wake 1 just yesterday because it just hits the ground running from what I've heard. So I'm like, all right, really gotta play 1 and Control.
Yeah, you don't want to get lost.
Yeah. I guess out of those, I would say Alan Wake's the worst. Like, when I've played this year, it's not a new game this year, but I played this year. Because that's why I'm like, I don't play too many games, so I'm really picky and choosy. I mean, the other one I did was, you know what? I think we did The Quarry and Until Dawn, like me and Gibbledang and a few other people. Was that this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't know if that's the worst game you played this year.
I mean, that's the thing is, like, I've played a lot of good games where I'm like, those might be the worst. I don't know by default.
Technically, it's by default.
Yeah, because they're just fun party games. Like they're fun playing with friends, but like on their own. I can never play those types of games by myself.
Was Daymare?
Yeah. Oh, that was like years ago. You want to get the new one? There's a new one out.
Speaking of Resident Evil, Daymare was like an attempt to copy. It was a Resident Evil clone, but it was like crowdfunded, I think, in like 2019, 2020. But it was like, oh, what if we intentionally made like a shitty, clunky, tanky, like Resident Evil clone? And I bought it and I returned it immediately.
Day one.
Like, nice.
Yeah, day one.
Damn.
What about you? Okay.
For me, it's a hard one. Honestly, I don't know. I think I got pretty lucky this year. I didn't play a lot of video games that like I really didn't like.
Yeah.
I will say I tried to play Marvel Snap, and I did not like. Actually, that would probably be it. I didn't like Marvel Snap.
That's fair.
A lot of people liked Marvel Snap. I was very unimpressed. I felt like I was just playing Hearthstone again, but like with less direction and like less. I don't know. It like the game mechanics don't feel like in line with the actual things that are on the cards. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If I'm playing a game with superheroes and supervillains, like, just kind of like putting things places and just being like, cool, I have enough that I control that. And so I win that for this round. And it's like, it's just like so weird and anticlimactic for me. Whereas I feel like that it should be a game where like, I don't know. It just feels weirdly disconnected from its lore. And does not inspire me to want to play more.
Yeah, fair. That counts.
That reminds me of the Marvel and Magic the Gathering collab coming in 2025, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Something where I'm sure they'll utilize heroes better that way. We'll probably get a fuck ton.
Oh, that's gonna be so cool.
That's so far. I didn't know they planned that far ahead. Holy shit.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
But damn, that's so far.
They have 2 years of release windows already announced.
Up. Fair. I guess we're towards the end of the year, so it's like a year and a half maybe or something. But yeah.
Yeah, because their development process is like happens really far in advance. Like they have to start like it's like a video game. They have to start 3 years before the release, 3 or 4 years before they're thinking about releasing.
Can I ask like a follow-up question kind of related to the first? It's just kind of, what is the worst game you've ever played? I don't know if that was part of the... for me, it would be Aliens Colonial Marines for the PS3. Terrible.
never even heard of it.
It's just one of those like notoriously like bad. It's by Gearbox. And it's just I'm a big alien head, as we call ourselves, a head. Yeah, and so I just picked it up because I was like, oh, and shit fucking sucked. I remember yelling the whole game, like throughout beating the whole game, because I was like, I have to beat this, but fuck, this shit sucks. Like, go. Yeah, that's probably mine.
Yikes.
Yeah, terrible.
my least favorite game of all time. It's hard because like, you know, like pure value wise and like what's the worst one I've ever played. It's probably some old random Game Boy game that I tried out that was like really cheap.
True.
But like in terms of like as opposed like when compared to my expectations of the game, I think like maybe the most disappointing was Kingdom Hearts 3 for me. Like that was a game where truly as I was playing through it, I was actively asking myself the whole time like, is this really the whole game? And then I got to the end and I like felt like I finished the whole game in like a day and a half.
And it was.
And I got to the end and I was like, that was it? I just waited like 8 years for this game. And I was so happy that I took the easy way out and I didn't replay. I was like, I'm going to replay all the games before Kingdom Hearts, before I play Kingdom Hearts 3. But instead I looked up like Wikipedia and YouTube videos and like just relearned about the lore and caught myself up, especially because I didn't play a bunch of the mobile games because there was like 6 mobile games.
You didn't play Kingdom Hearts 36 over like 520, 420 Blaze it?
It's 358 over 2 days. Thank you.
Not the way I play it.
Yeah, so Kingdom Hearts 3 was very sad for me, especially when they just force you to sit through the entire actual plot of Frozen. Like that part was when you go to Frozen World, you just have to go step by step through the movie, and that's the whole
fuck that.
You know, bro, let it go.
Yeah,
Boo.
let it go.
Gibbledang, what's the worst game you ever played?
Well, it's hard to... I guess my mind immediately goes to like the most disappointing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if it's worse,
that
like,
counts.
I've played Sonic 06 and stuff, and like I've played other things.
It's preference. Like, it's either way. It would be personal preference. I feel
like I've personally played like I've gone out of my way to play the like notoriously bad games. Yeah, and whatever. Right. But like,
I mean, those count if that's the worst.
Nah, ones that I was looking forward to that like really let me down were like the Deadpool video game, Dead Island, even that game fucking Daymare, Hellboy.
I was hoping they'll have dead in the title.
Basically.
Just any Dead or Alive.
And even Resident Evil 3. That one was like,
the remake.
Very disappointing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest takeaway would be like Deadpool, because it came out. Damn, I want to say like 2016. Maybe about 7 years. No.
It's been a minute
actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, almost 10 years ago. And I remember playing it. I remember playing it and being like, wow, is this all that there is? Like, is this all this game has to offer? And it was.
Yeah.
And it was. I feel like that is like the scariest thing about a video game is when you start playing and it's like, you know right away this is not what you wanted. And you're like, I hope there's more. Please be more.
Yeah, at least an alternate costume or something.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's why I'm like, I think for me it would just be Aliens, because I'm trying to think now if there's any that have disappointed me to that level, but I think not so much. I mean, there's like minor disappointments here and there, like, but yeah, that was just my question. I was curious.
Well, then the real question is, how will we fill our other nominees for other categories? So let's go through the new categories that I've created for our games.
I like this.
Games of all time.
All time.
Awards.
THYE or ME.
Mm-hmm. It's about spices.
Yes.
So our first category is going to be the GOAT, the GAT of all time. So which video game has the best or most tasteful nudity?
Oh, damn! I'm trying to think. There's not too many games I feel. Like
maybe Baldur's Gate right off the bat.
They did it.
Like Baldur's Gate.
Well. But I argue that Baldur's Gate definitely just decided to throw taste out of the window and was just like, let's make it so you can swap dicks.
Yeah, but
wait, so you're saying tasteful?
I would say like tasteful, actually tasteful, too. Like where it was like very well done.
Maybe like a Red Dead Redemption or a God of War.
Yeah, I would, yeah, God of War, I think, too, off the top of my head. I can't really think of...
I would say The Sims.
Huh.
I think Sims, it's
fun.
when they need it to. I think in very humorous and like very simplistically humorous ways.
Can I actually? I'm gonna change my answer to Pokemon because none of the Pokemon wear clothes, so
that is
all
true.
naked.
That
No,
is
that's
true.
Classic Dala
Yeah.
answer.
They all are naked.
It's okay. I'm on one.
Luckily, Pokemon do not reproduce sexually. They reproduce through the Pokepower spawning an egg next to them.
Okay, I gotta break away into just a tangent. The other day we were all watching a Godzilla movie, Dala, Gymleadernate, and I, and there was a mini
Okay,
Godzilla,
whatever.
baby Godzilla.
See, you're the one weird because you're thinking about it. You're perseverating on it.
Yeah, why you keep perseverating?
You're
dog?
the one perseverating on it, Gib.
And basically, mini
Dala sees
Godzilla's
baby Godzilla.
Baby Godzilla's chunky ass is running on screen, and the first thing Dala says is, "Oh my god, look at his fucking tits."
No, I said, look at him run with his fat tits or something like that.
We said we said look at him rub with his fat little
fucking
tits.
titties.
That was
Fat little tits.
Fat little tits. That was the exact adjectives.
Yeah. Changing the context over here, it's making it more sexual than it actually is. Jeez.
Oh, dude, yeah, when you take that deep sigh, you're
fat little tits. It's already pretty.
But like saying, like, look at him run, it sounds like I'm a bully in his PE class, It's not
It
like
does.
that's where I'm coming from.
They definitely said that about me when I was in like 4th, 5th grade.
They said that
look
about
at
me
baby
yesterday.
Godzilla over there.
Yeah, look at his fat little tits.
Fucking running with his. Anyways, video games, right? Is there a Godzilla video game with
games,
nudity?
yeah. So-
That's my answer. Godzilla.
Godzilla's
All right, Godzilla.
fat fucking tits.
So those are our nominees for the GAD of all time. And
Okay.
then we're going to go on to the most addicting video game of all time. In your opinion, what was the most addicting video game you ever
And this is
played?
like, this is personal, or is this like what we think is?
Well, we're the judges, so we
Fair.
get to say what's on the list. So if it's personal for you, then it means it's important.
Because I will say, Rogue Legacy, god damn, I fucking never put that shit down. And Rogue Legacy 2. They're roguelike games, so obviously it's easy to fucking play them on and on forever. Yeah, those will probably be my
Isn't that
first.
what roguelikes are named after?
No.
I thought they were named after a game series called Rogue.
I think Rogue.
Is that not Rogue Legacy?
This is, yeah, that's not Rogue Legacy. If that
What's Rogue Legacy? I've never heard that one.
It's cool. It's like a side scroller where, so you enter a castle, like, most roguelikes, you just kind of start the game without any fucking instruction. And you go and you get to fight the final boss, like, first thing, and he will fucking kill you. And then, so you play, after you die, your next of kin is the next knight. So you're, like, the kid. But the fun thing is that each kid they may have disabilities, like some are blind or like nearsighted, so like the screen's just like a small circle. Some of them have like
dyslexic.
good, yeah, there is like legit, and the words are all jumbled around. There's some that have dwarfism.
autistic?
I don't know if there's they might be in 2. I don't think I saw it, but
Or
yeah,
some
you perseverate.
colorblind.
Yeah, it's black and white.
Colorblind.
Damn.
Yeah, there's some that are dwarfism, some that are gigantic.
I need to
or
play this game. This
Yeah.
sounds so fun.
It's a fun sky scroller. You get some cool abilities, and so you just try to beat the castle. And every time you die, you come back as like, it's funny because you'll be like Sir, Lady, like Beatrice, and you're like fucking big, and you have like your attribute is that you're stinky, so you like leave like like there's some that are aesthetic, there's some that are buffs, some that are nerfs, and so forth. It's fun. It's a roguelike, so like I said, you could play endlessly. That would probably be mine. Yes.
I'm gonna check that game out.
Yeah, give it a look.
Sounds epic.
How about you, Gib? Oh, saying how about you, Gibbledang?
I completely forgot the question. Oh my god.
Oh, the most
addictive
addicting.
drug.
Yeah,
Oh my
the
God,
most
the most
addicting
addicting
video
drug.
game.
Life, my
Crack
friend.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Life.
Ooh.
No, honestly, the only games I've ever put like 200 plus hours on have been Baldur's Gate and Pokemon Legends Arceus. With Pokemon Legends, I put
Nice.
almost 400 hours into that. That's basically it's just the Safari Zone, basically. Just the Safari Zone, the game. My main goal in that was to try to perfect the Pokédex with like a living shiny Pokédex, so that I have like one shiny of every Pokemon that's catchable in the game. And I'm like 2/3 of the way there. I just pop it on every now and then, play for like an hour or two, and then just like, go about my day. But that's one for sure. And shit, I would have, I guess, Baldur's Gate after that, because that's the only other game that I've consecutively been like, no, I could
Played.
pump 12 hours. I could do a 12-hour session today. Do I have time? Yeah, I could do a 12-hour session today.
I got 2 hours before work. Let me do a 12-hour session of Baldur's Gate.
I mean,
Honestly, I'm sure, yeah.
Oh,
but yeah,
man.
either one of
Baldur's
those.
Gate's so good.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to say Pokemon, because that's the one that I would like consistently go back to. Even like, I'm thinking about going back tonight. Shit.
You're like, I'm doing that right now.
Yeah.
I gotta play. Yeah. I'm playing right
Dang.
now.
What about you,
For
Jim?
me, I think Baldur's Gate's definitely up there. I have like between me playing my own files and also my girlfriend plays her file on my computer, and then I sit next to her and play it with her. Between those two, I have like 280 hours on that. But
Sounds like your girlfriend is one of the Dirty Boys over here.
no, not one of the Dirty Boys.
Woof.
Nah, she's one of them clean girls.
Clean lady.
Gotcha.
We're the Dirty Boy. Okay. But I think, in my past, the time that I got the most like really like sunk into a video game, it's probably a tie between Skyrim and Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist for my PlayStation 4. I single-handedly put like 200 hours onto that game on someone else's PS4 before I even had one. And then when I got one, I put another like 150 hours onto my system. And
Nice.
just like I will forever say that Magic the Gathering is a better card game, but Yu-Gi-Oh makes better card video games. Their card game video games are so good. And
Are there Magic? Like, does Magic have any?
not that are made the same way. Like, yes, we do. Like, Magic has Magic the Gathering Arena right now. That's the one that's been running
Like on
for
phones
since like
or something?
2016. Yeah, it's on tablets and PC,
Gotcha.
and on phones. You can play it on your phone. But that one is like, it's okay. It started out mostly as just like a way to play an online version of the card game with nothing else really to it. You're just building decks and playing against people online. It still pretty much is that. But Yu-Gi-Oh, because there's a storyline and a plot to the anime of duels, every time they make new video games, you always get to like play through the story of Yu-Gi-Oh wherever they've made the story. But then Legacy of the Duelist, they were like, we're going to give you every single story duel from every single arc from every single Yu-Gi-Oh show. So you could play all the way through Zexal, Yu-Gi-Oh Zexal.
Okay.
Exactly.
I dropped off a while back. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, because it goes Yu-Gi-Oh, then Yu-Gi-Oh GX, then Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds.
Yeah, nuts. It's the last one I played.
5Ds,
or heard of.
5Ds nuts.
Yes.
And then there's a fourth one that I'm forgetting before Zexal, and then there's Zexal.
Okay.
5Ds is the one on motorcycles.
Yeah,
So-
the best one, baby.
And it's so great. It is so great to be able to play through a story with cards. Magic the Gathering used to do that with games called Duels of the Planeswalkers, where you would get to play through a story with like story decks, and it was really fun. But that was before they did online card like matchmaking, like with Arena. So ever since they transferred over to Magic Arena instead, they never made another Duel of the Planeswalkers.
Gotcha.
So, which is sad, but it was a really good way to learn Magic and a really fun game to play.
I was gonna say, I imagine that's the best, not quickest, but one of the best ways to learn. It's because it's tutorials, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, the online one it's good to learn, especially if you're open to learning how to play limited. If you want to like learn how to play draft and like limited formats that involve you opening packs and making decks as you go, it makes it a really accessible way to learn. So, but yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, amazing game.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, next category will be the most infuriating games of all time. Games that necessarily might have been really good, but really frustrating, or really bad and frustrating. Whichever you prefer.
Cuphead.
Frustrating. That's a really good answer.
Yeah, solid one.
Fucking Cuphead.
That is a good one, yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's
in terms
good.
of being intensely difficult, but just of it all being a solid game.
No reason. It's so difficult. It's a really good game, but Jesus Christ. I think I've only beaten it once. No, I don't
I've
even know
never
if I
beaten
have.
that game.
I think
I
I've
got
gotten to the
3/4 of the way
boss.
through it.
Mm.
It's a crazy game.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I think, or do you have any more, Gib?
Psh, no, nothing. That immediately frustrates me like that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, for me, the only thing that comes to mind where I like the maddest I probably ever got at a video game, I'm trying to think, was when Stud Muffin was killing me in Halo. No, I'm just kidding. No, but in seriousness, I think the like most frustrated one I can remember off the top of my head, and actually my friends were, I remember some friends seeing me fucking irate, was Evil Within 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. That's so funny. That was going to be one of my most disappointed. I was
Oh,
gonna
really?
put that under my disappointing
works.
list. Yeah.
It works in both, yeah. I mean, for me, like, I'm not the biggest RE4 fan, which is, you know, it's basically RE4 2, in a sense. But I really like the, like, aesthetic. I was really, like, fucking, like, oh, shit looks sick. It really reminds me of Silent Hill, you know, one of my go-tos. But yeah, and I just remember, like, because I was, like, really, like, I don't know why I got in my head where I'm like, I gotta beat this game. And I was just playing. I'm like, this fucking is frustrating. I don't know. It's just, and it's not even like that terrible. It's just so frustrating to try to like force myself through. So that was probably mine. Evil Within 1.
Damn. Yeah, I tried playing that one, and then I tried playing the second one, and they're just not.
The second one's like way different,
It's hard
right?
to get into them.
I hear the second one's
different.
better.
It's the same. It's different in some
Mhm.
ways, but it's the same overall.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. For mine, it's actually probably going to be Assassin's Creed 1.
Oh.
The original Assassin's
Okay.
Creed. I really liked the original Assassin's Creed. I still hold it as probably the best one.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
really
probably.
like the original format, and I really like the original necessity to do things actually stealthily and like carefully, and how like there wasn't an option to go balls to the wall and just start killing everybody like loud. It was just like if that ever happened, you just failed. But that's also what made it extremely frustrating sometimes. There was times where the missions were taking so long to get the stealth like to happen correctly, and then you would have to just like run somewhere, like go back to your like base, talk to somebody, and then go do the exact same type of mission again, and it would take just as long, if not longer, and it was incredibly frustrating. But it was funny because at the time I was in high school, and my girlfriend at the time had bought me Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. She was like, "This is the newest game that everybody's talking about. You should play it." I did too. I love the Brotherhood. She was like, "You should play it," and I was like, "I have not played the other Assassin's Creed yet." So I went and bought the pack for Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, played those first. And it was funny because as I was getting through 1, I was like, thank God I have 2 more games to look forward to after this, so I have a reason to like push through this, because I know this is the time in games where I would really like am tempted to stop.
Yeah.
So, but I was happy I pushed through because I still really liked how that game turned up. like it turned out. So it was worth,
Yeah.
but
I was gonna
frustrating.
Oh yeah, that series really peaked pretty early on. I will say Black Flag is pretty damn dope, but that's
True,
only
true,
like
true,
an
true.
exception as far as what I've played.
I really enjoyed the 3, the Native American one, but I will say it like mechanically did not work very well. There was like a lot of times where like the controls kind of just take over for you because they like don't really know how to give you control over like the way you're like jumping through trees and stuff. You just kind of like hit X and it just does it all for you.
Gotcha.
All right. Next categorical is going to be, what is the best series of games when you look at all of them encompassed as a series?
Definitely not Silent Hill, I'll tell you that.
Ooh.
Probably one of the worst.
I mean, I guess it's all in our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We can only speak from our own experience.
I can go. I think I would probably say Zelda, like the whole Ledger of Zelda series, because like they're all pretty bangers. Like that's the one series like growing up that I was like for the longest time playing and like 100%ing or getting. He's just playing the fuck out of like every single one.
Mhm.
Like the worst. I mean, outside of the CDI stuff, I guess is like 2, and 2 is still pretty fun if you know what you're doing. If you're like, it's like the only one that's like a bit weird, I guess, in my opinion. But yeah, it's just one of those series that just kind of got better each iteration in a sense. Because like 3 is great, 64 is great, or Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, in my opinion, is better than Wind Waker. Twilight Princess is a little dip, I guess, and Skyward Sword. But that's probably my vote. I think, actually, funny enough, to jump back, Skyward Sword is also probably one of the other frustrating games I've ever played. I forgot I even played it. It's that's the one I never beat, I will say. That's last.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Especially if you were trying to play with the Wiimote
Yeah.
Controls.
So bad. But yeah,
Yeesh.
I think we'll go Zelda.
Gibbledang, how about you?
I'm definitely gonna have to go with Mega Man.
Yeah.
Just the entire. I mean the entire series, starting from like the classic era of like Mega Man 1 through like 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and 10 later, and then that spawned like Mega Man X, and then Mega Man Legends, and they all just kept continuously bringing things to the table and new things like to the Mega Man genre, like with each sequel and with each reboot that it got. That it just kept being enjoyable for me. It just kept being like a series that wouldn't miss. You know what I mean? Well, I will say they do have misses. They do have misses.
I was gonna ask, what's the worst one in your opinion? Like out of this whole series franchise, I'm sure it's some weird, stupid, like Game Boy version or something. But
it might be one of the Game Boy mods or one of the Game Boy
mods, unofficial.
Game Boy, what's the word?
Like versions, like the ports or something.
Port. A Game Boy port. Yeah. Either that or like.
Have you played 64?
Like
the Mega Man 64?
I haven't played Legends.
I mean, I've heard good things. I was just curious your thoughts on, because I never hear you talk about those ones, but that makes sense.
I haven't played. Well, I haven't had a 64.
I was about to say, Gibbledang never owned a 64.
Well, PlayStation.
64, yeah.
Or PlayStation, I guess.
Oh, true. Yeah, it was on PlayStation.
Because the first two.
No, I had
only
I had the Barbie.
I guess.
My sister had the Barbie game. No, not the Barbie game. The Spice World. Like game
Nice.
6.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Best
yeah,
franchise,
Mega
Spice
Man.
Girls.
But yeah, best franchise, Spice Girls.
True.
Yes.
All right. Mine's got to be Pokemon, just
That's
because.
I was waiting for that.
I mean,
As
even
much as
if
I love Pokemon too.
that's why I thought it was going to come from you, Gib, but Mega Man makes more sense for sure.
Yeah.
especially when I look at like
I mean, Pokemon's cool.
when I look at a lot of other like franchises and their diehard fans, I feel like there's like a lot of individual games that like where fans like really were disappointed. And it's like a lot of franchises have those really hard dips. And even though Pokemon has had its own, I feel like they've been very light. And I feel like, you know, the people who are like big Pokemon fans, like they, even at the end of the day, like they always are kind of still getting what they want.
Yeah.
With each new game, because like it's still just more of the same good stuff that they always wanted to play. Yes, that can mean that they're a little bit repetitive, but
it's your opinion, baby. It's your opinion.
I'd like to say they're more niche. They found their niche and they live there very well, and
it's more varied than like watching football or like FIFA games or NFL, Madden.
Oh my god, like Madden games, Jesus Christ, where it's the same game every fucking like,
but worse. Like,
but true, it gets better,
but more annoying and obnoxious. Like
more money, grubby. Yeah.
Now they look like they're actually sweating and they do touchdown dances.
But they also T-pose half the time.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway.
Amazing.
I do want to add, this won't replace my Zelda option, but I do want to say the Ratchet & Clank series. All bangers.
Solid.
Yeah, but I think I'll still stick with Zelda for the nostalgia component pretty much.
Yeah. My other one was going to be Yu-Gi-Oh! Video games. Just because like...
Nice.
I cannot name a non-good Yu-Gi-Oh! Video game. They are all so fun. Like, Forbidden Memories, Duelist of the Roses.
What about the platformer one where you play as Blue Eyes and you go to the right?
Is that a bootleg game?
Yeah, probably. Right? Yeah, it's probably like a Mario
game.
Skin. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, and my friend, I once bought a bootleg game off my friend. Like he told me it was bootleg. He was like, I found this bootleg game at a market and it's like, it looks like it's going to be terrible, but I don't have a Game Boy. Do you want to buy it? And I was like, yeah, I'll give you $5 for that.
Yeah.
So I gave him $5. And it was like, it had Pikachu on it. So I was like, I'm so excited. And it was literally a side scroller where like, Diglets you have to jump over and you're just like a little fat Pikachu.
Oh, that sounds fucking so funny.
But you just play it for like 20 minutes and then it just ends. And then there's just a wall and just like...
What the fuck? That's fucked up. Worth $5 for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it was absolutely worth $5. Half the time it didn't even like work right.
I beat it.
Yeah, I was like, dang, I beat Pokemon.
Nice.
Speed
run.
Next most important question, our final category is going to be, what is the best movie video game adaptation? What are your favorite movie video game adaptation?
I feel like I just heard of one recently on a YouTube video. I'm trying to think of what it was. Fuck. Give me a minute.
Also, interestingly enough, I recently was looking a lot of stuff up, and the new highest grossing video game adaptation, thanks to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, is Super Mario Bros. Sitting at $1.3 billion.
Hell yeah.
For its global box office.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think the best movie would be Doom starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Are you sure?
Nor would it be Rampage starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah. For me, I think it would have to probably be. I still think it's the first Sonic. The first live action Sonic was just so surprisingly good. I like truly went into it with like very low expectations, but like I was like, this is just a great movie. Like it's just very solid, very fun to watch. And yeah, I think that might be, it's hard that it edges out Monster Hunter, but you know,
well, you don't like racist jokes? What the hell, dude?
Yeah. Only when there's monsters involved.
Yeah, fair. And the monsters are the racists. I think
the doctor was the racist
the whole time. Yeah. I think for me, I'll probably go with like the OG Mortal Kombat movie. I mean, like Mario and like the new. I actually haven't seen the Mario, so I can't say. But the new Sonic was like, good. Uncharted is amazing. I heard. No, but I think mostly.
An absolute showstopper. Apparently.
Oh yeah. Oh totally.
Oh,
it's
actually, me, little Timmy, Tommy Holly. It's me, Tommy Holly. I'm Nathan Drake.
I'm Nate Drake, and I want some treasure.
Treasure.
Oi.
Oh, let's go find some
It's
treasure.
me, Marky Mark. I'm gonna say some racist shit.
It's me,
Get out of my
Marky
way.
Mark.
Hey,
It's
Hey,
me, Marky
Tom.
Mark.
Hey.
I could
Hey,
have
little
stopped
Tom.
9/11 if I was there.
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking suplex the plane.
I'm looking for treasure here. Oh wait, no, that's New York.
Hey.
Yeah, it's tomato. Eat at what was it? Wahlburgers or what is that fucking whatever?
Eat
my
at
plate-
Wahlburgers. Yeah,
Yeah, my
restaurant.
brother's spot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
whoa,
was. I
what are we
think
talking
I'm
about?
gonna go with Mortal Kombat, just mostly mostly nostalgia, but also I think it kind of started that whole trend because we got Double Dragon, we got Street Fighter, got movies, we got like Mario Bros. I mean, they might be out of order, but you know, we got like a plethora of video game movies, and that's like the first one to kind of show video games into movies. It's not great at the time; it was.
But yeah, I
don't
think
know.
it's a great choice. I love the original Mortal Kombat. I always have.
Yeah,
Yeah, very
I think it's
fun.
like one of the only. It's only one of the only like video game movies I could think of too that I will like actively rewatch, being like, "Oh, this is a good one," and not like for like laughs, you know. Like,
I'm looking up real quick just because I'm curious. It looks like Super Mario Bros. was the first
fair.
live action American
But
video game movie.
That one sucked
Wait,
ass
what
and
about
didn't
Double
inspire.
Dragon? And what about
Double
Street
Dragon.
Fighter?
Double
Yeah, check
Dragon
out
was
those.
also
Are
Double
those all
Dragon
in-
and Street Fighter were all before Mortal Kombat.
That's fine. I'm
So-
still right.
Mortal Kombat was more like it was the peak. They were ramping up to the best
To-
of them. And
yeah,
the
they
most
built up.
memorable.
Well, and then they made some shitty ones that were so bad we all forgot about them after that,
Yeah,
including
honestly.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I will say the runner-up, just because I haven't seen it, but I know it's good, is Last of Us.
Oh, well, yeah,
Ooh,
true.
That's fair.
True.
That's true. That's technically not a movie, but like
Oh, it was
but
a movie
really,
exclusive.
really good
Probably.
adaptation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I should include shows because there are some very good.
Twisted Metal was
show
pretty fucking fun,
adaptation.
but that's
Video
yeah.
game shows that are coming out now. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I think that
There's
could be
a
a topic
ton lined
for a
up.
different.
Yeah,
different
like its
day.
own category or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
another day.
Yeah, the video game TV awards.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Mortal Kombat though. Still, it also just I feel like it is a good adaptation of the story of MK1, where sometimes game like Mario Bros. That's not great, you know, adaptation wise. Some of the others are probably not so great either, you know.
Yeah, the original Mario Bros. Movie was
Yeah,
pretty,
original, I should say. Yeah, pretty.
pretty rough.
Pretty epic, if you will.
Pretty
Say.
perfect.
Epic
Apparently,
Bacon,
it's one of
baby.
those that, like, you know, upon people revisiting it, they're like, "Hey, you know what? This movie not that bad." So
It's
I'm interested in
fine
giving
if you
it a
don't
rewatch.
think of it as like a if you don't think of it as like a Mario movie and like a fucking Blade Runner movie instead, it's fine.
Ooh,
Yeah, basically, like it's so weird. Like their choices were so weird in that movie. I can't lie. Like it was just like when they making the Goombas look like that, and then like
Yeah.
having Bowser just be a dude.
Dennis Hopper, particularly.
he wasn't just a dude; he was Dennis Hopper.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Dennis motherfucking Hopper. Oh yeah, here I also was like looking at the upcoming ones, but there's so many coming out.
Yeah. Did you give yours? I think you joked about Doom, but did you give one?
No, it's funny. It's one that we all watched together. I think a year or two ago at this point. But Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon
Oh.
City. You know, it wasn't the best movie. Very much a B movie. But the things that it adapted pretty fucking well. Pretty cool. Although I know a lot of people weren't a fan of like Leon's character or the fact that they made the first two games take place in one night. You know. But other than that, it had a very like I don't know, they were shot really well. I remember there was a lot of like weird lingering shots that were like very interesting that like, you know, pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I remember it being pretty good, like for like an
Yeah.
adaptation. It's fun.
It was yeah, I think that would probably be it for me. Resi D. Or I'm sorry,
I'm not
Resi D. No, yeah, sure.
Daymare the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the real one. Oh man, yeah. I think I'm also very excited for like. I'm looking at the list of like all the upcoming
Yeah,
stuff.
what are some upcoming ones?
Oh man, we've got like Fallout is already showing
That's right.
trailers. They're about to come out. We've got Borderlands.
Yeah. That's already
That's gonna be
filmed.
a movie. Yeah.
That's been filmed for like 3 years at this point. Like,
Jeez.
it's crazy. Holy shit.
Supposedly coming out August 9th, 2024.
See how that is, I guess. It had to percolate for a while.
Yeah, literally. We've got Sonic 3.
Okay.
Apparently in 2025 there's a Minecraft movie coming.
Jason Momoa.
We got Days Gone. They're making a movie for that.
Really?
Zombie thing.
maybe-
All right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
making
just
a
I
Death
didn't know that was
Stranding video game.
popular enough.
Or a movie.
Dude,
Death
Days
Stranding is a
Gone-
fucking movie. What the hell? Sorry.
Yeah, it is. Days Gone had a very weirdly dedicated fan base. Like
I
they
guess,
have
but-
very passionate fans. It's surprising.
Yeah.
Sam Witwer talks about it all the time on his like Twitter. Ghost of Tsushima.
Sam Witwer. I stood behind that guy at a Starbucks at WonderCon once. It's great.
Nice.
Best day of my life.
Nice.
You're like Star Killer. Oh my god. Jack and Daxter.
Is that a cartoon or live action? Or just do we know? Is it like just like
I'm not sure.
because like it's like is it like Metal Gear where it's like we've been working on it since like 2001?
It's gonna be Sony. It's gonna be done by Sony.
Yeah.
I imagine. I don't know. I think it's live action, but I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll see. Either way, it could probably be done well.
Then there's like oh my god. Apparently there's a bunch that are like in development, but they don't know when like what's finally gonna come of it. Like they know that there's another. Yeah, there's
Is
there's
there
another
another-
Pikachu being Detective
detective.
Pikachu being developed that they're working on. Like there's a Mortal Kombat 2. There's an untitled
yeah.
Pac-Man film.
Metal Gear on that list.
Mortal Kombat
Metal Gear is
2
on that list.
Is filming right now.
Nice.
That's got
Okay.
Carl Urban as Johnny Cage.
Kyle Urban.
Kyle
And
Urban.
is my favorite character
love
Cole
Khaled.
coming back?
Yeah, unfortunately.
The titular Cole.
Also, they're making. We talked about this like 2 episodes ago, but they're ramping up production, or they're starting production on the Legend of Zelda movie. Getting ready for that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, true. I
It's
forgot
gonna
about
be
that.
interesting.
That is. I don't know how that one's gonna go.
Yeah.
That is
The
that is
director,
a tentative one for me.
the director
I'm
said he wants it
more
to look
protective.
like a live action Miyazaki movie.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I'm more protective of Zelda than I am Mario, so I'm like, I really do hope that one is good. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, if it's not, who gives a shit? But still.
I was like that with Detective Pikachu, and I was actually pretty satisfied with Detective Pikachu. It was like, obviously, that's like the way I always explain it. It's like that is not my preference for how Pokemon would have made their live action debut was with a Detective Pikachu movie.
Yeah.
But it ended up being a pretty good like movie. It was pretty
Yeah.
fun.
I think it's like that's how I thought with Sonic. I was like, I never would have fucking put Cyclops from X-Men with like Sonic and
Yeah.
Jim
Never would've
Carrey,
done
you know.
a Sonic Isekai story.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Jim
But
Carrey as
it's
Eggman
fine.
makes that he really carries that movie on his back,
Jim,
especially
he gyms
2.
that movie.
Yeah, he gyms that movie and carries it.
Nice.
All right. So to top off our discussion on, the games of all time awards, I just have a little quiz just to make sure everybody's been paying attention.
Ooh, okay.
So anybody can buzz in, do their metaphorical buzzer in order to answer the question as soon as I'm done reading the entire question.
Okay.
That is a new rule that I am putting into place. That I will have to finish the question and then you can buzz in if you know it. All right. These are all multiple choices, so I'm gonna have to read you the options too. So
Do we
here
wait
go.
till the options are done, or do we wait to just the question?
You might want to know the options.
Okay.
So you gotta wait till those are done too.
Yeah, you said after the question, so we could buzz in halfway through the options we
Nate,
want.
when can I cut you off?
All right.
Go.
Never again. Okay, so The first question is, in this futuristic RPG about the dangers of corporate greed, the player must explore and collect weapons and enhancements to destroy the evil corporations that govern the land. Is this referencing A. Cyberpunk 2077, B. Fallout 4, C. Portal 2, or D. Borderlands 3?
Buzz.
Ooh, that was almost simultaneous.
I think I was first.
I'm gonna flip.
I'm pretty sure I was first.
I'm gonna flip a coin.
That's
flip a coin.
I picked the right answer, please. For
All
500.
right, Gibbledang. I'm gonna give
Damn.
it to Gibbledang. I literally flipped a coin. So
Damn.
The first
Biased
one,
coin.
what was it? Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, I'm sorry. The answer is actually
Wait.
Borderlands 3. No.
Oh, I was like, do I get a guess?
Yeah,
if
that
it's
is.
wrong? Was that right though?
Yeah. What? No, that was technically correct. Yeah. And then
Mhm.
what would your guess have been? Dala?
Well-
I'm curious.
Mine would either be all of the above, but if not, it would have been Borderlands.
That's correct. Every single answer correctly answers that
Yeah, that's almost like-
question.
There were two for sure, and I was like, there's okay.
All right, next question. Zoom across the screen in this side-scrolling adventure where your magical little guy can jump, swim, fight, and rescue his friends from the capture of his long-standing nemesis. Is this A, Super Mario Brothers, B, Sonic the Hedgehog, C, Mega Man, or D, Rayman?
Buzz.
Yep,
Can I say all of the above again?
you absolutely can. This would vaguely describe all of the franchises within this.
Nice.
All right, question number 3. Can you be
Rayman.
the very best? What game allows players to load into large lobbies of other players and scrounge for weapons
Buzz.
and armor as they run and fight to the last person or
All
team
of the
standing in
above.
this large-scale battling arena? Is it A, Apex Legends, B,
Buzz.
Fortnite,
You finished the
C,
question and I can
Player
buzz.
Unknown Battlegrounds, and
Uh.
D, Call of Duty Warzone? Which one of
Buzz.
these? Oh yeah, Gibbledang?
Fortnite.
That's correct. It is
Nice.
Fortnite. It is also
Is it
also
Call of Duty?
Apex and also it's also Call of Duty. That's true.
Nice.
Yo, my boy
and
Peter
finally-
Griffo got put in a fucking Fortnite.
He did.
He's so
the Griff is
jacked.
in Fortnite. The
Nice.
game's been changed.
The game's broken now because he's just too OP.
Yeah.
And our final question is: which video game is the best among this list? A, Barbie Horse Adventure Blue Ribbon Race.
Okay.
B, Club Penguin. C, Pong, or D, NSYNC Get to the Show for Game Boy Color.
Damn, you
good
had the chance
list.
to put the Spice Girls game on there, Spice World, and you didn't.
Objectively, I think NSYNC Get to the Show for Game Boy Color edged it, just barely
Also
pushed
Buzz.
it out of the top 4. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Buzz, I got that first.
I was gonna say
You didn't say an answer. Or
I
a
was gonna
buzz.
say- I was
You
gonna
just
say,
made it.
Buzz.
You just made a comment.
I will go with Club Penguin because that shit fucking slapped back before it died.
Incorrect. The correct answer was Barbie Horse Adventure.
That was
I
my
didn't
other
even
choice.
give my answer. That's what I was actually gonna say.
If you had ever played the
Yeah, come on, man.
Barbie Horse Adventure games,
That
you
game-
know.
That game
Yeah,
slaps my
that's fair.
shit.
See, I only played the one where she's on safari and like Indiana Jones and around, unfortunately, and that wasn't on the list.
That's that. No, unfortunately, that was not as good as Barbie Horse Adventure,
Fair. Yeah,
Blue,
fair.
Blue Ribbon Race.
Barbie Horse Girl.
Nice.
All right, that was. Thanks, guys. Thanks for discussing video games with me and talking
Yeah.
about the greatest games of all time and within those categories. I think
Yeah.
it was very enlightening.
We got
Disgusting.
the category.
It was what he is.
It was one of his. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we
Any
got
other
the-
categories you feel like we should have hit? Was there a category that maybe we'll have to talk about next time or in another episode?
Email on in.
Hmm. Oh, is this for listeners or for?
Probably both.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
why
I
not?
was supposed
Both.
to say.
If anybody out there listening has any ideas, what do you guys think?
In June, can we do the gayest game?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, what is
Oh,
the
man.
gayest game?
Wait, could we do the gayest, like, just the gay awards where it's just like gay
Every
movie,
category.
book,
Oh, that'd be
like, what is the gayest one?
And you know what we could
Hell
do?
yeah.
We could color our No Dumb Idea logo and make it the pride
Rainbow?
flag, but just for that
Actually,
month.
Honestly, I'm not opposed.
just for that month.
Yeah,
And then never
but just
again.
for
Yeah.
that month. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can we specifically make it the bi pride flag and not the LG the like full one?
The full,
for,
yeah.
for like just because that's
Just
the
'cause.
only part. That's how I fit into the letter brigade, and so like that way I could just represent, like
Yeah.
holding it down over here.
Yeah.
Epic.
Well, you get your own month, Gym Leader Nate. You'll get your month.
Hell
somewhere.
yeah,
Just
Gymleadernate month.
All right.
All right.
I'll also
Well-
just say the other is, I guess, category would be licensed video games. The category I thought of that I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about.
true. Yeah, best video game that is a licensed video game of another
Property.
like movie or property.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, the movie, the game that plays
The
like
MM.
Mortal Kombat.
The M&M's game.
Ooh, yeah.
Eminem has a game.
Yeah, it's like on the Wii. It's like a Mario Party, or it's not even. It's like a mini game compilation.
No, okay. He heard you say Eminem, not M&M's.
Yeah. Sorry,
Wait,
M&M's
oh.
the candy, but Eminem is in it. He's playable.
Speak clearer. You can't get my hopes up like that, okay?
Well,
That's
Eminem does have a
devastating.
game. It's called Fortnite. I mean, there
Eminem
you
does
go.
have a Mario Party-esque game that Dala
Yeah.
was describing.
like when you like that would be so funny if it's just like 8 Mile the video
Yeah,
game.
you can play as
like-
Slim Shady. You can play as Dre. You can play.
What's the Eminem Mario Party game? What are
Oh,
the mini
man.
games?
Oh, the mini games.
There's gonna be like a rhythm
them
one.
is
Rap battle.
definitely
There's a
it's
rap
a rap
off.
battle. Yeah, you have
You have to puke in the toilet?
slapping
I was
women.
thinking that too.
Yeah.
You have to puke in the toilet. You have to like
Yeah, puke-
you have
you have
to,
to, like,
you can't
aim.
miss the toilet. Yeah. There's a
Mhm,
guy like
mhm.
blocking the toilet. He's like, "Don't puke
Yeah.
in here."
You have to. At one point you have to drive a car like through a busy street while you have somebody locked in the trunk.
Trunk. Yeah. I was gonna say you have to reply to Stan as quick as you can.
Yeah,
Just take the public
that's a
bus
good one.
everywhere you go.
Let's see what else.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
You gotta have a hot
else?
daughter.
What's another one? What?
You know, the mini game of just having a hot daughter.
That's the
Yeah.
greatest game genre I've ever heard.
There's like a game where like he's rapping and you have to like
Mhm.
stop all the spaghetti from like falling out the pockets.
Oh.
Like let's say they'll fall
Catch
out
'em
the
all.
pockets, and you have to like catch it, put
Yeah.
it back in the pocket, catch it, put it back in
Oh.
the pocket.
There's a laundry mini game where you have to wash the spaghetti that's on his sweaters.
Ooh.
Can this game be for the Wii so we get a lot of motion controls like in it or something?
It's
or
for the
move?
Switch. We gotta make
Yeah.
a modern one. You know,
There you go.
you can use all the motion controls in the Switch.
Yeah, there you go. VR.
Ooh, VR sweater, spaghetti on his sweater already.
Yeah, dude.
I'd play that.
Yeah.
I'd probably platinum trophy it.
Did I forget to say I'm on one?
You
on
are
that,
on one.
on
That's
that
very
one.
True.
On that sick note, what do you think? Plugs? Plugarinos?
Yeah.
A little bit of pluggos?
Yeah, if anybody wants to find me, Gymleadernate on every form of social media, even the ones you haven't heard of yet. Just always Gymleadernate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you want to look for me, Gibbledang, find me. I'll be working on some customs, posting some clips and little things from this podcast, and yeah, little recommendations, recos for the week.
Nice.
Some reckies.
Yeah, Ricky's. The Dirty Boy
Yeah,
Ricky's.
Ricky's.
Welcome to Reckies with the Dirty Boy.
Dirty boys.
Before I actually do my plugs, I did get a first question for the podcast DM'd straight to me. And you can find me at
nice.
Dala.art. The question is, basically, y'all know that train dilemma where there's like a train track, one family member or 5 strangers.
Yeah, the
So the
trolley problem.
Yeah, the trolley problem. The question basically was, if the train's going, one side's family member, other side is basically the existence of one of your favorite properties, what property would be there? And which way would you flip the train? So the question is basically, a train's coming, it's going to kill either your family member, or it will delete a
Pokemon.
property, like it'll end a property, and it will just stop existing.
I do Marvel. I do Marvel
Marvel?
because I'd
Oh,
love
shit,
to see
okay.
it just a big
It just
fucking implosion.
implode.
Or Star Wars. That'd be
Nice.
fun.
Yeah.
Or I could say that
Ooh,
Disney.
I could do for Star Wars at this point.
I could be like, oh, all of Disney. All of Disney is my
Mhm.
favorite. And then watch
True.
that shit
Yeah,
get
honestly,
clipped.
that could get obliterated at this
Those are
point.
That'd be fine. I'll be fine.
Um,
with that,
I
But
choose,
then
I
again, what
choose
family member
not-
is it?
You could choose your favorite family member.
Fuck.
Your
So
least
wait,
favorite family member, actually. Let's do least favorite family
Oh,
member.
well, if it's least
and
favorite family member,
favorite.
then I think I know the answer to that
Ooh.
one.
Fair.
Jeez. All right, so here's a real question. What if it's your favorite of both?
That was the question initially.
family
Oh, the
member.
question was,
I think it's supposed to be favorite family member and then
Well, I
favorite.
can't pick a favorite family member. That's just not right, Dala.
Yeah, see? Well, then it would be like
okay,
10
so
people.
on one side it's your whole family,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
other side is
is all of
the entire
Star
all
Wars or
of
Pokemon.
all of mini mates.
Ooh,
Well, then
yeah.
it has to. If it's all of my family, then it has to be all of the things I like, right? Either I pick my family or I pick my fandoms.
Fair. Yeah. Evil Dead's gone,
Well,
Godzilla's gone, and like a snap.
God damn! Why did
Well,
I make
in
this
that
harder
case-
for myself?
In that case, I throw myself in front of the train.
Yeah.
Oh, please,
With
yeah.
with MTG. Sacrifice
Yeah.
yourself with it.
I don't even care. I don't even look to see what it's about to hit. I just lay down on the tracks.
Just go. Yeah, you get in the front.
If I run into the train. I try to meet the train in the middle. I'm like, let's go!
I'm gonna add a little speed to
Yeah.
this.
I don't know if you've seen it. I love the like meme where the guy like there's like someone doing it and they turn it to a way where it drifts onto both like rows. It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fuck them all. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
But
I think the real answer for me would be like no matter what it is, I could live without any franchise because in
Yeah,
all
fair.
reality, I know my brain and I know I could become obsessed with something else if I didn't have one thing.
If you
Yeah,
thought about it hard
so-
enough.
yeah.
Yeah, I truly doubt it'd matter. If I sold all of my Pokemon stuff and just transferred it all to Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like it would not
Just, yeah.
change much in my life.
Just switch the perseveration. Switch it.
exactly.
But yeah, no, that question comes from Danny C. Thank you, Danny, out there.
Danny.
You know, if you have any
Wow.
questions for us or any inquiries or dumb ideas, feel free to reach out. You can either reach out to our Instagram at nodumbidea or send an email at nodumbidea@gmail. G standing for Godzilla. Yeah,
I thought it
Is
said
that what it
Gibbledang.
is?
Damn it!
Oh,
Yeah, both.
man.
yeah.
I'll have to talk to my lawyers.
Sue.
Did Google do a title transformation for Godzilla when -1 came out? Because if not, how dare they?
How fucking dare they?
How dare
They'll do
they?
it for random things you've never heard of, and then like Godzilla makes a new movie and they don't change it.
Yeah, what the hell?
Fascists.
And... Thanks for listening, y'all. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
I was like, how does it end
Who
it?
the hell is Helen Keller?